Welcome in to your quarterly CoOp 64 question and answer Q&A. You guys submitted your questions over on the Discord and into the Google form, and I rallied a few of them up, and we're going to go over a few of these bad boys. If your question does not get read, there's a chance that it was already answered in the first one, so go check that out, or I had to cut a few of them just because we got 71 questions. I narrowed it down to about 30. So yeah, but a few of them were repeat answers or repeat questions from the first one, so be sure to check that out, especially stuff like how did we meet, how did the channel start, stuff like that. That was went over in the first one, so check that out.
Also, this is only happening because of your support on CoOp 64 Day. This was one of our goals, and so you guys got a bonus casual gaming conversation, which we delivered last week with the Summer Game Fest video, and then before it was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Spoiler Cast, and then also this. So this is the second one of these. We will do these every quarter. These are a ton of fun. Last one was so much fun. I remember talking to you boys being like, so when are we shooting the Q&A again? Like, that was great. That was super fun. So thank you so much for submitting your questions. And yeah, it's great. It's a little early in the morning for us, but we're doing it.
Right on. Do we want to just get right into it, or do we want to
talk
talk about
right
how
on?
feeling?
No,
I'm
all right. Let's just get into it.
Okay.
We have like a lot of questions.
Yeah. Alrighty. So the first question comes from Tupan. What is your honest feeling on the state of gaming in the last few years? Where do you see it going? The only thing I miss is the way games used to be announced and have a release date within 3 to 6 months. Not a fan of announcing a game due to fan pressure, only to have it released 2+ years down the track. That comes from Tony/Tupan.
Tony. Tupan, Too Furious. Okay. I think I read this question. I did like a skim through of all the questions, and I was like, Connor better pick that one because I think it's really good. I am a firm believer that the industry is in a very similar spot to where it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Certain tweaks have been made where like we've gotten a little bit better in certain areas, but overarchingly, I don't think that it's remotely doomsday. I think that games are taking longer to make is the biggest reasoning that there is that pressure that it's coming from it. I do think, though, that Square Enix has learned their lessons a little bit more with the way that they treated Remake after the re-announcement and everything after 2015. I think that they are getting a little bit better with the way that they're having a cadence now.
Now with Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but I do think that Kingdom Hearts will be out by 2025, though.
No, it's 2026 is the rumor now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These nerds.
I mean, like, they announced in 2022 and then just
I thought it was 21.
Silence. No, 2022. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, 26 isn't that bad.
It's a fine. That's a fine run up, but also it's probably been in development since 2019 when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. So you have to imagine that they've been in development for 3 years by the time it hits 2022.
But 6 or 7 years doesn't sound insane to me anymore.
That's the thing. That's where I'm going to go with this question. Is the thing that really is discouraging for me about the state of gaming is the bloated prices and the bloated amount of time it takes to make a game, because games just need to keep getting bigger and longer and wider in scope. It's just like, dude, like, I just miss my like 12, 13 hour Uncharted romps that like were fucking amazing, that you play for 12 hours and then you can replay it if you want, but then you just move on to the next thing. Like those were my bread and butter. Those are the kind of games that I really enjoy. And right now I'm playing a lot of those kind of games for retro. So, like, it just reminds me of the fact that, like, we are just not there at all. Like, everything is so long to get through now. And I do like me some long games or whatever. Just spent 200 hours with Rebirth. But, man, it's just discouraging.
You know who's doing it real well right now? Timo Red, Insomniac, is unbelievable. I don't know how they do it. High quality, but you're talking 2020, 2021, 2023 for releases. So,
it's cool that they're releasing in that cadence, but they're also Spider-Man 2 costs like $400 million to make.
Yeah,
which is
I know.
Insane. Like,
that's wild.
We have a question coming up later on who we want to interview. Like, I just want to talk to Remedy about how they can make games for $50 million and they look like that.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man 2 looks like it does, which doesn't look bad by any means. But there's some scenes in that I was like, this doesn't look great. Like, why does it look like this? And cost $400 million.
With that budget, it should look like a movie, dude.
Like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
you're like, that's Tobey Maguire. Like, that's actually they CG'd him in. Not even green screened him in.
How are you feeling, Brady, on video
I
games?
feel good. No, you kind of hit it on the head. I love a shorter like even like 20-hour or less game. Nowadays, you're just getting like anything over 40 hours to 70 hours with so much side content. It feels like every game has to have a huge map with ton of side content. I like to where older games, and it's so nice because we talk about playing these older games, and I'll just be like, how long is that? And in my mind, I'm just ready for somebody to say 30 hours, 40 hours, because that's all we've been dealing with lately. And it's always like 10 hours, 12 hours, 7 hours. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that in one day.
That feeling of accomplishment of crossing something off the backlog feels so amazing. Like that's kind of the high that I'm chasing lately, and it's really kind of nice. Whereas a lot of people like they just want bang for their buck, which I get. Like that makes sense, but does every game need to be a bang for your buck game? I don't think so. And should it be a knock on those games? No. I don't think Spider-Man should get knocked for being 15 hours, honestly.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who is trying to start their journey in content creation right now for a channel themed around movies and games? And that comes from Gray Direwolf.
The Wolf.
Gray Direwolf. Is that a Game of Thrones thing?
I think so. Or as Schmidt would say from New Girl, the Wolf.
The Wolf?
It's a wolf.
I've never heard this.
No, he calls wolves woofs. It's great.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god!
I might start using that. The best advice. I mean, you can take this one.
Oh yeah,
just do it.
Yeah, I think step one, do it. But like more so importantly, we say it all the time: consistency and quality. I do think that starting up, you need to put some serious boundaries and sacrifices within your life. Meaning, like, okay, I want to go and be able to give certain things that are givable. I'm not talking about like your family or don't quit your job or anything like that. Like go and like make sure that you are maintaining that healthy life work balance, but be able to be like, okay, I'm going to give up Tuesday movie night. I'm going to give up certain things that I enjoy, but I want to pursue this in a way that I can actually achieve something is important. And so my biggest advice, I know it sounds like I'm not trying to be mean or harsh. It is, there is a certain level of sacrifice to do this well. And every single person that does do this very well, even us, it can improve on it. I think a large portion of it does come from a sacrifice that you go and say, okay, these hours every single week go into content creation, whether that's many hours of streaming or what I would say, stream for a few hours, edit for almost the exact same amount of hours and post that as short form content. That is a huge thing. You need to be on short form content. That is a big product for us, obviously, but I think that in general, it's very difficult to be found not on short form content.
It's the only way to grow at this point.
Yeah.
It's the hard truth. Like we didn't really think that this was going to be our bread and butter. Like Nick always wanted to be a YouTuber. Yep. Nick wanted to Twitch stream. And then like, we were like, we should probably be on TikTok and making some short form content. And of course that is where we've blown up, but like, that is the only way you're going to get discovered. Like, and that sucks that that's the reality, but like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok, like those are, you need to be utilizing those platforms, and which we've in turn turned into a growing audience on YouTube and a growing audience on Twitch. And like, that's how you kind of like, there's synergy to all of this.
So. And a big piece of that is going back to what you're streaming and how you're streaming it. You need to be able to, if you are just making content based off of streaming, which a lot of people try to do, and it's very difficult to do, you need to put yourself in spots where you can go and have clippable moments. I'm talking about playing new games, making sure that those moments that, for example, if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts for the first time, there's a lot of moments in Kingdom Hearts that are very clippable as jaw-dropping moments that you can go and have, hey, let's make a clip out of this. Or The Last of Us, or something that has like that momentum of, okay, there's story moments. And then on the opposite side, if you're playing something like Warzone, Destiny 2, Fortnite, all those type of games, you need to then for 2 hours bring it on, crank your personality up to 15 out of 10 and be like, okay, let's make sure that these 2 hours are the best 2 hours of content I can possibly produce in these 2 hours. So then when you get to hour 3 of editing that video down, it makes sense. I do think that like biggest piece of advice, and I know that it sounds bummerish because when you go and talk about content creation, you want to be like, oh, like I'm gonna do this sick ass streaming idea, I'm gonna do this like cool concept. A lot of it's editing. Like a lot of the core that you have to do when you're starting up is learning an editing software, our edits across the board are nothing to like write home about. They're not anything crazy special. They get the job done. That is me learning how to edit for 4 years. That is bringing someone else in that has learned how to edit for a few years now. And it's a learning process. But a big thing of going back to what Bray said of just start, you need to start learning how to edit. That is a huge portion of it. And if you're like, I just don't know, it's like, well, no one knew until they started learning. That's
Right.
how you have to do it. And utilizing these early days of content creation where you still have crazy amounts of passion, I think is very important. That's my full-fledged answer. I can talk about this for hours on end on how to try to start this shit up. So that's why we're launching my new starter pack. No, I'm kidding.
The biggest thing I think is the consistency, especially if you're going to stream. You just need to have that schedule. You need to have like a schedule so that people that want to watch you know, like, oh, it's Monday. Nick, Brady, Connor are going to stream at 7.
Yep.
Just so like you can't just go live randomly because it's not going to work out as well as you want to. Where if you did have that consistency,
Totally.
And the consistency brings you back to like my final point on this is that a lot of this is luck. Like we got very, very lucky. You can be putting out some of the best content on the fucking planet and just not find an audience because it's a lot of luck. It just is what it is. But the consistency ups your percentage of getting noticed because you're putting out a certain amount of content for people to find and enjoy. And if you're doing that, then you can up your chances of getting lucky and hitting and getting that one video to blow up. We got one video to blow up, and then we have just turned it into the next video to blow up and the next video to blow. You just need to roll on that. But once you get that opportunity, you need to, and that door it cracks open, you need to kick that thing down and make sure it does not close again. And that's what we've done is we got our chance and we were like, okay, pedal to the metal. We are not going to let this fall by the wayside. And we've just kind of ran with it since then. So.
I also think, lastly, coming to something that you said, when we say like post like consistently in quality, and that's like 2 of our pillars of content, I'm a firm believer that I know it sounds a lot. If you were to stream once a week, this is more valuable to stream once a week and then make 7 clips from that stream and post 1 every single day than stream 7 days a week and only post 1 clip.
Right.
Like posting clips is how you get discovered, and then that allows you to pursue your passion even more. So I am able to focus a lot more on the Twitch schedule because now we have people watching the Twitch compared to, and that all comes from the amount of work that we put in on the TikTok on the front end. That now allows us to have like more fun with some other creative passions. But if that wasn't the case, all of our focus would still be on let's grow the TikTok. Let's grow the TikTok. We have to grow the TikTok.
also just quit your job and leave your family.
No.
All right. Thank you for the question. Great,
Yeah.
Direwolf. Which game were you guys most surprised to see at the latest Nintendo Direct? Personally, I couldn't believe Mario and Luigi is back. That shit's hype as fuck. Lots of love and big thank you to the team for all the content lately through SGF. And that is from Stun.
Brady.
Metroid was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was about to say Brady wasn't on the reactions with us, so I don't know if he's fully caught up on everything they got announced. But
I've seen the reactions.
Yeah,
I've seen the hype stuff. I'm in there.
You saw our trailer
hip.
reactions.
Yeah, I'm hip.
You saw our. So this is a fun fact. Connor can bring this up or brought this up a few times, and it's still one of the most shocking things ever. The Mario Luigi video on Nintendo of America has less views than our reaction on TikTok of that same video.
People yearn for the Mario and Luigi, dude. I didn't know that people cared that much about that game. I mean, I knew it had its fans, but I didn't know 1.6 million of you were frothing at the mouth for Mario and Luigi. I'm excited for that game, but for me, it's Zelda, honestly.
Yeah.
To have a Zelda game where you play as Zelda, I think is really cool. And then, I personally really dig the puzzle aspect of it and, the copy and paste ability that she has to... her power is table.
Yeah.
is bed.
Yeah.
So, I think that's cool. I'm very curious to see how, that's going to factor into, navigating the world and completing puzzles, and combat is really where I'm very interested to see how that's going to work. I do wish that they gave her a sword of some kind to just whack things. Yeah, give her a gun. Gave Zelda a gun. Funniest shit I've ever seen. But I'm very excited for that. And so soon, September. You kidding me? Oh my goodness.
My biggest one, I think almost by a landslide is Mario Party Jamboree. Not just because it's going to be amazing to have in the Discord and community nights, and that's going to be super lit. But with Zelda dropping, we're coming up of 7 awesome games that we're going to be playing, reviewing again after it. Then Zelda's going to drop. I'm like, that's going to be all right. October, pretty wide open right now.
Yeah.
That's going to, I'm going to say that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is going to come out in fucking October or something and blow that entire thing up. Or Indiana Jones or Avowed or something else that doesn't have a date. Or
we don't have Avowed or Indiana or Metal Gear Solid or
Dreadwolf
on the schedule right now.
I don't think Metal Gear Solid is coming out this year.
I think it is.
You do think it is?
Yeah.
They did launch the pre-orders with the collection and everything, and there's not a date with that. And I feel like that's when you do the date if it's this year.
I don't know. We'll see.
But
they might just want to be confident in it.
Yeah, my question is just like when then do
October.
Gamescom?
Oh, when do you announce it?
Yeah.
On a random Tuesday.
You just do a tweet?
That doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, that's how everybody's doing
That's how
nowadays.
Dreadwolf is probably going to do. Dreadwolf is probably going to do a come and join our reveal trailer and everything. And then
I don't think
announce
so.
it.
I think they could easily just tweet out, be like, "Hey,
it's
that's
coming
what
out
everybody does nowadays.
Tuesday.
That's what Avowed and Indie will do. I will take that to the bank. It'll be a tweet or a blog post.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they're confident. I mean, like the release date isn't necessarily like this big like monumental moment nowadays. Like the season is kind of what they're really focused on. It feels like.
But going back to this, it's just that prime example of what I love about gaming is let's just have some fucking fun. And Mario Party Jamboree is gonna be fucking fun.
Did you see
it's
20 player
so much fun.
Mario Party?
No,
20 player
20
one.
player. I don't know if it's like a battle royale type.
It's going to cook the Switch. The Switch is not surviving it. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about this console.
I wonder like if it's gonna break people up into groups as like you're doing like you go forward and like
it's
you do
like
4
yeah.
and like you're all just doing like your mini game at the same time. And then you would like wait for
That
the
would
other
be
people to
fun.
finish. Dude, the community nights are gonna be
But
fucking
the community nights
yeah.
are gonna be great. But my main thing is, I already see it. We're gonna stream it. We're gonna have a blast with it, and then you, me, the three of us are all gonna sit down with. I assume for some reason I'm like Laura's gonna play because she's played Mario Party with us in the
Laura
past a
play.
few times. I'm like, we're probably just gonna run it back after the fact. Like, let's be real. Like off stream, the camera goes off, and I'm like, all right, let's see who's gonna become the best. Like, I
wonder
want to
how
be the
long-
best.
How long is that gonna take?
What?
20-person Mario Party? Like,
I assume that it's like a mini game mode, so it's probably
Yeah.
gonna be like an hour or
well,
something.
there was dots. So
Yeah.
like, there is
There's a board of
some
some
sort of
sort.
board. Yep.
But yeah, I love it. I'm super about it. Sign me up. That's what I'm talking about though with an announcement. Even though I do think Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Are you fucking kidding me? Like that's unbelievable. That game should not exist, and the fact that it does exist feels weird. Like the fact that they said it out loud, it felt like the Boogeyman or something. Now that that's out, cool. Zelda gonna play the fuck out of it this year. Cool. Mario and Luigi, happy for all those fans. Not my sort of bag. Great. Mario Party.
You're not gonna play
rock.
Mario and Luigi?
No.
Wow.
I like the Thousand Year Door came out, and I had zero inclination to play that, and that's what I felt like. If you were to tell me what's going to be the better game of all time, Thousand Year Door or Brothership, it's probably Thousand Year Door. All time.
I think Brothership's gonna be the better game.
Wow.
Mario RPG is like the first Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Like it was their first foray. Like there's stuff that they can clearly improve on from that game, and there's a lot of nostalgia for 1,000 Year Door.
Thousand Year
Door. My bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking Legend of the Seven Stars. But yeah. Even then, like where 1,000 Year Door is an older title, like there's stuff that they could improve on, and a lot of people would argue that the Mario and Luigi series has improved on a bunch of those aspects. So we'll see.
Gonna play? Wait, real quick. You gonna play it?
I think so.
Okay.
I would like to play another one before that. Bowser's Inside Story, maybe I've heard is the one to check out.
Kick it off.
Yeah, I want to get more into playing DS games, but like I'm playing Hades right now on the Switch, so it's like I should probably prioritize that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm excited to hop on the pod later and be like, what are we playing? Like I have kept a little secret from Connor what I'm currently playing, and I'll let him know on the pod. My goal is to beat it, and then Elden Ring came down the pipeline, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not beating this.
I want to know.
I'll let you know. Then stick around for the pod. Hang out for once.
Listen to the podcast, Brady.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
Dude, Brady hears us about video games for 12 hours a week. He doesn't need 13
Imagine
or 14.
on my free time, I just listen to you guys talk.
All right, Nick, what has been the biggest rewarding moment for you throughout the whole experience of building it up from nothing. Wait,
Do you want to restart?
no, I'm not reading this wrong. This is how it's written.
Okay.
Nick, what has been the biggest rewarding moment for you throughout this whole experience of building it up from nothing and now getting to do it with your brother and friend alongside?
Do we know who wrote
Pastry
that?
Things.
Oh, what's up, Pastry Things?
Pastry Things.
Thanks for the question. It's a weird one because there's so many moments that I can look to along this journey thus far. I think of Extra Life. Last year was just so special because that's just something I've cared about for so long. Watching Kind of Funny back in like 2018, do and be like, I want to do that, and then to do that in a way where we hit our goals and then surpass our goals was really special. I think that the Game Awards was, like I've always said, it's my favorite day of the year.
I can't wait for Game Awards this year, dude.
Yeah,
I think about that
and
all
it's
the
gonna
time.
It's going to be 2025.
Yeah.
Every showcase from Game Awards through next year is going to be elite.
Do you think we're gonna get any more showcases this year outside of Game Awards?
I think that we get a September Direct from Nintendo, and I think we get a Sony showcase.
I don't think we get a September Direct. Oh, well, do you think we get the Switch announcement?
I think that we get the Switch announcement in October.
Okay.
I think we're going to get a lot of
That'll
updates.
be that, and then I think we're going to get a September showcase from PlayStation
Yeah.
because of the PlayStation
Pro.
5 Pro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Great.
Good deal.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good job. Yes. Glad we could figure that one.
But yeah, but getting back to it, I think that it really comes down to two different bigger streams. First one, obviously, CoOp 64 Day was just like, this is something that I've done since 2021 now, where January 4th through 6th-ish area rolls around, and I'm like, cool, we're going to get the friends together, and we're going to produce 24 hours of content or 12 hours of content. And for that to be all of a sudden, hey, we're going to try to raise $2,000, but not with the goal of like, we need money to like produce content, to be like, we're going to get a really nice ass soundboard and really nice mics, professional mics, and we're going to like actually become somewhat professional, even though we still have a moving blanket as one of our sound barriers. We didn't put up the other one, by the way.
I realized that like halfway through, and I was like, oh, what?
But it's fine. These mics are good enough to be able to handle stuff like that, which is really cool. Was super cool. But then all of a sudden, when we surpassed that goal, I remember getting to $2,000 and being like, shit, all right, well, let's see how far we can go with this. And then for it to go $3,000, $4,000, and then to end up hitting $5,000 was just one of the most special moments of my life. And to do it with the people I was surrounded by. And I do think that there's like a lot of parity with the people I was surrounded by in that moment, being these guys, but then Shane and Braden, who are like, Shane I produced content with for a couple of years. Braden had intermittently been on like 24-hour streams with me too. And to have those guys who are like, I've done it with for a while, but then obviously the people I do with, not just now, but every single day of my life, is a conversation with these two guys is really special.
Have you answered the question?
And so that is one of, that's either that was the moment for me, or I do believe the most special moment of like, I know this sounds really stupid, and there is an outside snowball's chance that this person listens to it, but going and playing Final Fantasy VII Remake Subathon was like, I think one of the better pieces of, or if not like, top 5 pieces of content we've done this year. And it being 3 a.m. and wanting to just fucking fold. I was so out of it. I'm delirious. This is day 2 of me streaming.
I can't believe you did it.
At 4 in the fucking morning. And I've been streaming at this point for like 6 hours, and I have like 5 hours left to go. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start ripping coffee, but like the coffee's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like it's not like getting me to where I need to be. And then seeing Carl Jacobs come in as, for someone that watches all the Mr. Beast videos and like thinks that what that team does over there is the peak of content. Like that is legitimately the best it gets when it comes to content creation. For him to roll in, gift subs, have a conversation, it'd be like, am I fucking dreaming right?
Nick,
Like I'm
Nick's
delirious.
hallucinating.
Yeah,
Guys, it was me the whole time.
and then for the coolest aspect of that was not even Carl Jacobs coming in. It wasn't him gifting subs. It was the way our community reacted to him coming in, and everyone was super awesome. Like, what the fuck? But then also wasn't like everyone was. Our chat can be wild and crazy and fun, and they just remained being wild and crazy and fun, but also very respectful, not trying to get up in this dude's business or anything. Understanding how
Right.
awesome it is for the channel, and that has been cultivated for so long. And then 2 personal moments I'm going to throw out. One, Connor complimenting me on Monday, being like, thanks for bringing me into this. This is one of my favorite parts of our relationship, that he had to answer an intimacy question. And then the other one, Brady and I being at a bar where a random person showed up and was like, hey, like, what do you guys love about each other? And then Brady was like, man, this guy's drive is just like unforeseen. Like, just if he says he's going to do it.
How did this question come up? Just a random person.
Yeah,
I still think this guy is just like not real.
Yeah.
Like I think he like asked us these like super emotional, deep questions that really like made me and Nick just like it made our night better, and it just made us feel better about our situation. It was at Northside Tavern.
It was the day I went in and danced with the Fortnite crop top on the Half-Life 2 stream.
Oh, okay.
But I like to imagine that guy just like did that for us and then like walks out of the bar door and then just disappears into the street. Like he was just an angel.
So there is the career success, but I do think our emotional success, togetherness has grown like exponentially. Like I've never been more close to 2 people in my life than these 2. Oh, it was something cool. It wasn't Brad. I want to say Brad.
It wasn't Brad. Dude, I wish I remembered his name.
No, it was cool.
He followed the Spotify because we were talking about the podcast. So like, funny. He might hear this.
Shout out to you.
Yeah,
one of the best moments of my life. No joke.
If you hear this,
but yeah, that is my 20-minute answer of why I just am so happy with.
I thought Nick was gonna shed a tear for a second.
No.
I thought we were gonna have to mark that off our bingo cards.
No, I will
only.
The only time
Nick
I'm going to
cry
is
when he's talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I didn't cry during it. I almost did.
You had the quiver in your voice there.
Okay.
All right. With all the new games that you've been playing recently, do you feel satisfied, or is there an itch for a certain type of game to be released? Always enjoyed the content, everyone. Much love, and that's from Scott's on Drums.
I want Ghost of Tsushima too.
That's fair.
That's literally.
I feel extremely satisfying with gaming right now. This has been the best year of gaming for me ever, honestly, across the board. And it just comes back to the idea that like you need to put in the work if you want to get something out of gaming right now. Like you can't just be playing new releases or just be focusing on that. Go back and play some old shit. Find the niche thing. Branch out into new genres. I love video games right now so much.
Could you reread the question for me real quick? Because I lost my
all
answer.
the new games you've been playing recently, do you feel satisfied, or is there an itch for a certain type of game to be released? Always enjoy the content. Everyone, much love. Scott's on Drums.
I currently do I do have the big budget itch right now. I want a game that makes me feel the way I feel.
I was gonna say.
Well, so that's no joke. It is a little bit different. I want the big budget, story driven type game. That Elden Ring's a masterpiece. The DLC is a near masterpiece. Like it is as good as it gets from gaming. But I do want Final Fantasy 16, The Last of Us 2. Alan Wake 2, like a game that hits narratively in that way for me hasn't really delivered this year yet, except for Rebirth. But even Rebirth, like it almost feels too long ago at this point. It's been 4 months, so
it doesn't feel long ago for me.
Yeah, I know.
I played for 3 months straight,
and it was awesome. But yeah, I do have that itch currently, and I don't know necessarily what's going to deliver that this year for me. Like the games I'm most excited for, I think Dragon Age is the next one that I'm excited to hop into. But with Astros and Concord for PlayStation, I'm like, With Indie and Avowed, I'm like, is Indie going to really deliver the story that I'm looking for? I don't think Avowed's story is with the way that the game looks. I assume with Avowed,
they have really good stories.
It's great, I know. Yeah. But when it comes to, there's a chance with Avowed that for review, if it's like 25 plus hours, I might not ever beat that game, even if we get codes for it. Yeah, it just doesn't fantasy aspect doesn't really hit for me.
We might need to just divide and conquer. That's going to be a big part of this year's review stuff. Is like there's games that I want to play, but like there's no way I'm gonna be able to play everything.
Prime example: Visions of Mana gets announced, and I look at Connor and I just go,
"No,
fuck!" And he's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "Do you understand that from August 20th till September 9th, we have like 8 major releases. I'm not going to get to play this game, but I still have for our scheduling a little behind the curtain for you. We have green, which means we will review. We have yellow, which is like maybe. We have red, which is like we won't get to it. And like Visions of Mana realistically is red at this point. There's no world, but I still have it as yellow.
The only
I still
other
want
red,
it.
the only other red we
Gold
have,
nine.
I think, is Space
Space
Marine
Marine.
2, and that's just like a matter of.
But
Like,
and then there's things.
I don't think
like,
we can review it, but I think we might be able to just hop in and play a few
yeah.
matches or
The hard part is just like also the divide and conquer aspect of it, where that subsection there are, I believe, 5 games from the 20th with Black Myth all the way through Astrobot. That I'm like, I am 100% playing for review, and it's just gonna be real tough. What are you looking over at?
Sometimes I just like to make sure we're not streaming and we're just recording.
That's a good point. I mean, I'd be fine with streaming this. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember your first experience in an online game lobby? And that's from Declan Katsalis.
Boy, do I.
I was about to say I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I was overwhelmed with the swears and other profanity that were being delivered, and I was like, I need a couple more years before I hop back
What was
into
it? What game?
It was
COD?
Call of Duty, and it was at the Ross estate, my childhood best friend Sam's. We put the headset
Estate.
on, and all of a sudden, yeah, literally, it was the most deplorable Xbox 360 shit you could ever
Nick
hear.
had,
That's so
had a
funny.
squeaky voice. He put the headset on and he's like, anyway, let's
He's
get
like,
out of here.
hi guys, and then they're like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it was not where you want to be. So I literally, I think that I was like 12, maybe
Yeah,
11ish.
that's funny.
I don't think I put a headset back on until I was 15.
I'm trying to think if
I have
like
mine,
I'm trying
yeah.
to think pre Call of Duty. Like there's got to be something that I like hopped in on to an online lobby. But like it, like the only thing I really think of is just like early Call of Duties, like Call of Duty 4, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
We did play like Medal of Honor, like Noah and I did, like on PS2 or whatever. And
Online?
Yeah, online.
Wow.
And it, but like that was just like I like
That's an
hardly
online
remember
lobby.
that.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like we had like voice chat or anything.
Right.
So it was kind of disconnected. So like the big thing that comes to mind is like Black Ops 1 lobbies with like the out of pocket player cards
Yeah.
and just
oh
like
my god, dude. Oh,
it was
there's
insane.
Have you seen
horrendous shit.
there's some like father son skit on TikTok where he's like, hey, they brought back like with BO9, they brought back all the BO1 and BO2 systems, and he just goes, just tell me that the player cards are back. And he's like, oh yeah, dad, they're back. And he's like, give me the controller. And he's like, masterpiece. And he's like, it's just a dick and balls.
It's horrible, dude. There was just some
There's
horrible shit.
outlandish shit, dude. Like,
Like-
it's stuff I don't even want to repeat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Totally.
But if you were there, you were like,
Whoa.
Yeah. All right.
just being edgy as all get
Yeah.
out. For me, it was Uncharted 2. I got my PlayStation 3 on Christmas Day. I went over to the other Evanses. We rotate houses for Christmas up in Massachusetts. So we were at Brian and Christina's, and I plug it in, and I'm playing before like a lot of people end up showing up, and I'm playing online, and I'm like, I'm playing against other people.
I do remember
They could
this.
be in Japan right now,
Yep.
and I'm playing against them, and I was showing it to my uncle, and he was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I was like,
All
this
right,
is
nerd.
so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I am shooting other people. Like, this is awesome. And like, I thought that was so cool. And then like another like online, because I got that, and I got Little Big Planet 2, and I played a lot of Little Big Planet 2 after that. Or maybe it was one. It was one.
Yeah. Dude, Little Big Planet 1 online was
So good.
great.
So good.
Mean
So
Molecule, bring the goods. What's your next one?
Apparently,
Come
you
on.
can't get the platinum trophy on Little Big Planet 2 anymore
Oh, that's
because
wild.
you can't do like the online
Online?
levels. That sucks.
Rip.
Well, maybe since I probably can, because I probably have those trophies, and I probably just need to do like
Connor,
100%.
we've answered 5 questions and we are 30
Nick,
minutes in.
you
this
took
thing.
25 minutes to answer
Connor,
one question.
Connor, you gotta get
Yeah.
faster. This guy,
You guys-
Connor, you gotta
yeah.
get faster. Okay, it's on you. You're hosting this thing. Get us back on the rails. Come on,
right.
this guy,
Rails?
this fucking guy.
Rails?
Yo, the train's off the tracks.
Yeah, no, I got you.
If you could take a late night drive through any video game world or setting, which would it be and why? New here and love the content and community. Keep up the awesomeness, Parduki.
Red Dead Redemption, because they would all be like, "What the fuck is that?
You from the
That
future.
horse has wheels." Fucking Animal Crossing. Just doo, 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 doo.
That is fucked up.
Oh, dude.
To reel it back in, I would do Night City, of course, just the neon lights and and the vibes and the music. I would love doing that.
Uh,
I say
I-
that for like every
I
single
would
one.
also say that too.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you might like end up like in a shootout, but like it would be a pretty cool shootout though.
It would be a
The
shootout
music
for the online. Yeah.
boom.
Can we? I believe this is happening. The Seafood team making a John Wick game. I want it. I want it now.
I don't think it is happening, but
Let me look it up. I believe it is.
yeah, okay.
I'm sticking with my answer.
What's your favorite kind of gaming content to cover or create content on? So not like TikTok, stream, or Twitch, YouTube. He wants to know, can be news, new releases, or just streaming games and hanging out.
I like just streaming games and hanging out, baby.
I like talking about. I think I'm most interested in news in like the industry and like what's going on there. But we do a lot of content on new releases and such. So yeah.
One more time. By the way, that is not the case. Their Sifu creator is making a John Wick style movie deal. That is, there's some. I knew there was a tie over.
There was something there.
Yeah, but it wasn't what I wanted.
What's your favorite kind of gaming content to cover or create content on? It can be news, new releases, or just streaming games and hanging out. And that's from Zrelix.
I love covering news-based stuff. Like
Yeah, me
I
too.
love it more than any type of topic.
And we don't do it a lot.
We don't do it a lot,
Yeah.
which maybe we will in the future a little bit more. But like, it is definitely one of those things of it with the content we make. When we do get those opportunities, I think that the biggest bridge with our current content and that is showcase season, and it is talking like rumors and getting excited for certain things. That's where it gets good. That's where it gets really exciting. I love talking news.
If you just met someone for the first time and they wanted to play one game to help get to know you, what would it be and why? You can do multiple if you would like.
I mean, obviously, it's The Last of Us.
Okay.
They're going to be like, are you okay?
Are you going to say PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale?
Hey, so this is my boy Brady. I'm gonna see you guys on the couch a little bit. PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, dude.
Yeah, I know, The Last of Us, yeah.
I'm going to go with. I don't want to go with Kingdom Hearts because that's the basic answer. That's the obvious answer. I'm going to go with Ni no Kuni. Just weird, wholesome, fun, just like magical. I think that like for the genre for me, like that encapsulates like my gaming taste for the most part.
This is such an interesting question because when I originally scanned through it, I did see this one, and I was like, is this just asking what game would get you into gaming? But it's a more personal thing, like
Yeah.
what describes you and who you are. I think the easiest answer, what
Final Fantasy?
no,
7? Okay.
I think the easiest answer is Hi-Fi Rush. Like I was talking to Shane yesterday about my favorite games list versus my top best games list, and talking about how Elden Ring is within both of those conversations now. And I for my favorite games list, I have Hi-Fi Rush over Elden Ring still. And it's simply because the fact that game is me personified. It's music, it's action, it's hype, it's boss fights, it's everything that I could ever want a video game to be. It is Hi-Fi Rush. And so, and also if someone's like, hey, like I want to play a game to get to know you, I'd be like, let me sit you down and get the snaps going with the guitar. Are you kidding me?
You gotta
dude?
get some older games on your top
WarioWare.
list for sure.
I think that my top list is pretty solidified. Where like
It's all new stuff.
I think Snake Eater's at 6.
Oh.
So that's
Snake
what-
Eater's your favorite of the three?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could make any game series be made by a different developer, what series would you take and which developer would you give it to? This is the easiest answer for me ever.
go rip it.
Pokemon.
Oh,
Give it to anybody else. Like anybody who's competent and has budget. That's honestly it. And I don't necessarily want to talk crap on Game Freak. It's the fact that Game Freak doesn't have like a 300-person team. Like I think 50 people work there. Like
Yeah.
they need to just have more budget and they need to ramp up. Like this is a $1 billion franchise. Like
Treat it like it.
what are we doing here?
What if they gave Hellblade a Naughty Dog, dude? And then Hellblade was good.
I
Oh my goodness.
It's good. It's good. I like it.
I think that Hellblade is exactly what it needs to be.
No. Okay.
I think it's not a masterpiece, but I
Yeah.
don't think that
All right,
game
we're
can
not
be a
opening this
masterpiece.
can of worms again.
No, I would love to see Indiana Jones go to Naughty Dog to see what the differences would be. I also think that I would love to see Hitman I know this is about to sound really crazy. I want to see Hitman go to Sucker Punch. I'd love to see what they could do when it comes to their combat, more open world design that we've got with Hitman 3 and everything. I want to see that from Sucker Punch, who knows how to do combat so well. And I just want a Hitman game.
I need to play Hitman. I've never played any of them. That was from Jamie V. James, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
Jimmy V. Jelly.
What is the most satisfying sound effect in gaming? For me, it's either picking up bolts in Ratchet and Clank or gems in Spyro, and that's from Corvus Kaiju, a newer member of the community.
I don't even know if this counts, but immediately right when you said that, all I could think about was the GameCube startup sound.
Totally counts.
Dude, kind of tangent here, but I'm playing the GameCube right now for Beautiful Joe. When I had that plugged into my flat screen, an older flat screen, so there was no input lag. I loved that TV for retro gaming. It would skip that. I don't know why. It would literally be I would hit start and it would go boom. And that was it. Like, it would just get the end of it. But now that it's plugged into the CRT, it's getting the whole thing. And, oh, man, I'm listening to it every single time, baby. It's so good. For me, it is the Zelda when you solve a puzzle.
Yeah. For me,
do you hear that when Jess is playing it all the time?
Yeah.
We gotta get Brady on a Zelda.
Dude, let's do it. Final Fantasy 16 to end music after a big fight, the victory theme, but it being the epic, like, ho, 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 is so good.
So
that's more music based though. Like, if we're talking about,
we got to figure out like a sound effect.
I do think that the I'm just thinking about Hi-Fi Rush after the last question. The like the hits, every single slash you do is so good because it sounds a little like crunchier than it should. It's not like going to an exact beat, but it can't. But it still sounds so satisfying with every single swing. Love it.
The best part of Rise of the Ronin.
Oh, dude, no joke. I legitimately, it actually might be the best part of that fucking game. It's so sick. If you don't know, Rise of the Ronin, every single time you go up to a site of grace or like a save point and everything, they start a fire with 2 rocks and then a eagle caws out. And so every single time I see Crow Deep in her chat or just like any Hawk-based name, Hawk 6952 or 25, there's 4 numbers. I'm sorry, Hawk, if I butchered that. But I'm just, it's so good. It's so good.
A good one for me is the Crash Bandicoot picking up apples. Or whatever, like those are the coins or whatever that you're getting. Like that noise is quite satisfying as well. So, alrighty. The boys are always so positive. I want to bring some negativity here.
No.
What are your most hated games and why? Can't say Skyrim, and this is from Wicked.
No.
Assassin's Creed.
I was gonna say that.
Assassin's Creed, stop.
Yeah.
And this one might be good. It looks good. Hopefully it's good. But hopefully it's really good. And they're like, let's stop while we're ahead. But you know they're not going to do that.
We got to put Brady on Assassin's Creed Shadow. He's got to be the lead reviewer on that.
It looks good. Like
it does look great.
Yeah, like
you like Ghosts, so like it's just it's just lesser Ghosts probably. Right. I'm gonna go with Mass Effect Andromeda. Most disappointing game of all time. It's so frustrating. I can't believe they butchered that series like they did. What did you do to my boy?
My boy. I'm gonna go with Infinite Warfare because that game for me had potential with Zombies in Spaceland, especially. Like, that's one of the best zombies maps ever. And every single bit of that game outside of that is just a shitter, dude. It just sucks. And I like that. All the time I feel like we get asked like be fucking negative, and I'm like, it hurts. I don't want to be negative.
Well, dude, the Infinite Warfare thing just makes me think back to my Cold War, where literally the running joke is I donated $70 to Cold War because I bought the game, booted it up, and then was like, nope, I'm done, and then never touched it again. And I know people like Cold War a lot, and I'm mad I bought it. I bought it online, so I don't even get like a fucking coaster or a frisbee to like fuck with or anything. So
for Infinite Warfare, I bought it because of Modern Warfare remake that came with it. And dude, that might be one of my most played Call of Duties.
For me, that game and listening to Jeff Rosenstock are like hand in hand. And that and David Bowie's Black Star. For the
interesting.
Yep. I just remember playing the Modern Warfare remake and listening to Black Star and be like, oh shit, this is peak.
Noah and I, that's when Noah and I don't play a ton of games together in general, but during my sophomore year of college, he was the only one who bought Infinite Warfare as well, and him and I just fucking ran Modern Warfare constantly, just every night. It was a lot of fun. If you could play any game again, like it was your first time ever experiencing it, what game would it be? What game would you choose, rather, from Ali Benali?
That's a good question. I mean, the obvious answer is The Last of Us, just because it's my favorite game ever, and it's so emotional. And also, I was like 14 or 15 when I played it for the first time. So to be like an adult and play it and like experience that for the first time, that is kind of back to what you were saying. That's like the itch I'm chasing. Like that's what I want again. And I have had other games like that I played for the first time, like God of War 2018 and stuff like that. That does pull the heartstrings, but to experience something like that, I know it's the obvious answer for me is The Last of Us, but like it really is.
I'm gonna go with the obvious answer for me. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would love to see what that would be outside of the pandemic setting and be able to digest that at a more reasonable rate, because I beat that game like in a weird way. Like I played a lot of it and then I stopped for a bit, then I played a lot of it. Like there was only a couple days downtime. I would love to stretch that story out a little bit more. And I think that the slower moments wouldn't feel as slow if it was like, oh, this is like what I'm just excited to get back to tonight. I think playing it that way would help with that. But yeah, those themes, listening to Aerith's theme for the first time is like one of my favorite moments I've ever had in my life, and getting to re-experience that would be awesome.
Right. I'm going to go with Breath of the Wild, a game that I couldn't believe was real. Like I've been playing games my entire life, and I thought I knew what open world games were. Open world games at this point were pretty popular and pretty ubiquitous across the industry, and playing Breath of the Wild blew the doors open on what the fuck this could even be. Like I was obsessed with it, and it came at a really weird time because it came out, I got my Switch at midnight from a Meijer, sat in line for 8 hours to get it. Was first in line. Get it, go back, midnight, play it for a few hours. Spring break starts the next day, and Laura and I are going to Toronto. Ooh. So I drove back to Westchester for a few days before we go. So Laura and I hung out, and Laura was working during this time as well. So I got a few sections of time where I could just absolutely blitz out some Zelda, but then we went to Toronto and I couldn't play like the entire time, which is fine. Like I had a great time in Toronto, don't get me wrong, but I was thinking about Zelda like the entire time. So like getting to experience that and just like kind of be able to, if it was like the 2-week period when I finished my internship and I had 2 weeks of summer where I was at BG and I like just play games. I did Final Fantasy 10 and 12 during that 2-week stretch. Maybe the best 2 weeks of my entire life of just like getting to like wake up, go get coffee, sit down, play games the entire time. If that was Breath of the Wild, that would have been perfect. It would have been amazing. So that's my choice. Alrighty.
All right.
Hi guys, I wanted to ask what what's your most and least favorite genre of games, and what genre you want to explore more. Let's just take that's from N4F. Let's just take that on what we want to explore more.
Okay, so not favorite, least favorite. I'll say it till the cats come home, and I didn't mention this, and it was the first thought I had when we were talking about the Nintendo Switch Direct and favorite games from it. I want to play even more fighting games. I want to like sit down and just like, all right, let's pull out Injustice 2 for like a couple hours. Cool. Let's pull out Marvel vs. Capcom 2 coming out, Switch, PS5, PC. That announcement was, for us, it was like, that's really cool. Like I got excited, but I was like, I didn't know how long it's been since it's been ported.
A campaign going.
Yeah, there's literally like a campaign for it. I want to play more fighting games.
Yeah, that's my answer as well.
Really?
I'm not into any fighting games.
Yeah,
I've never learned like a single one. I pick them up and I hit buttons, and that's about it.
PlayStation All Stars go.
Yeah, okay. Well, Smash Bros. and PlayStation All Stars, but I'm talking like Street Fighter, like technical, like learning combos. Like I don't know a single combo in any of these games.
Mine's easy, dude. Well, we just scratched the surface of Path of Exile too.
Oh yeah,
I want to play. Yeah, I would play. I'm not a big ARPG guy, but I'm definitely gonna play a lot of that, and it's like. Andy might wear me down eventually and get me to play Diablo, but we'll see. It's like, dude, my answer to him every time he tries to get me to play is, it's too late. I'm scared. I don't want to get into it. It's gonna be hard. And he's like, dude, I'll just carry you through the way, which is like, might be
games
a little
like
cheap,
that,
though.
Are so much fun for co-op, and he
absolutely
would do a great job.
Path of Exile.
It's fun to like get in at the same time and like discover stuff together. Like,
like
as nice it is that Andy would carry you through. It's like he's already done all of this. He's doing you a favor rather than experiencing something with you. So it's different.
Diablo 5. That's the one that brings in on Diablo 5.
Maybe. Definitely going to play Path of Exile too, and I'm very excited for that.
If you could interview anyone in the gaming industry, who would it be and what's something you would ask them? I'll take this, or do you want me to?
You go first.
guys, yeah.
I would do Sam Lake from Remedy, like I said earlier, and I want to ask him how he makes games so cheap, and also like games cheap and like how why is he doing the weird stuff? Like Control and Alan Wake are very weird and interconnected, and like how does he get away with this? You know what I mean? Like how does he get, like, I guess it's because he's the lead and he can make these choices, but they're not like super financially viable when it comes to sales. Anyways, like Alan Wake apparently still hasn't made its money back. So, but they're not in the hole because it didn't cost that much to make in the first place. So
I would interview Snowbike Mike, but that's just because I want to hang out with him more.
Yeah. I was thinking through this of like I have two answers, like most of my answers. For developer aspect, Kojima, and just ask the question, how do you stay fresh, new, creative this long into a career? I feel like that is such a difficult thing to do, especially when you have done it multiple times over. It's immensely impressive, and I literally just be like, I know that dude consumes a lot of art, a lot of music, a lot of movies and everything, and I think that that's a great way to get inspiration. But outside of consuming other pieces of art, like, do you find creativity in your morning routine? Do you find creativity like in your everyday life? And then on the other side, I would love to ask. I think that I know this is about to sound really weird because you think Greg Miller has done it for a long time. A lot of these people done it for a long time that I look up to. I'd love to sit down with Fran Marabella III and be like, you worked for IGN for a long time. You've written, you've produced, you've been on shows, you've done every different version of this job for a long time, and now you do streaming still. Like, done it all. How did that path go for you? Is there things that you wish you did differently along that path, like went down a different avenue, and why didn't you? I think that that's very interesting.
Right.
Whereas like someone like Greg Miller, who we obviously look up to, being like, I feel like your career lining makes a lot of sense.
mm-hmm.
Someone like that, I would love to see what their thoughts are.
And that came from Goops, who I assume is Cooperman.
I don't know. Goops, is it just being cute about his
I
name?
don't know.
I don't assume he would write Cooperman, but if
Little
it is
pet name.
Goops, what's up, Goop?
What up, Goop?
What is everyone's favorite online gaming era? And that is from Zimzy.
I mean, dude.
It's obvious.
Black Ops 1 player cards, dude. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, back when... I mean, dude, every night, just the boys running it.
I literally like would run home from school, throw my bag on the ground, and just go sit down for 6 to 8 hours in front of the TV playing zombies and multiplayer the entire afternoon.
Like an honorable mention is there was like a short frame of time, maybe like a year or two, where we played Saints Row online.
I never played that.
Yeah, I think it was just like me, Noah, Max, kind of that crew, and it was just nonsense. And that was a great time too.
I think my answer is pretty obvious. It's Fortnite, Prime Fortnite, 2018 Fortnite.
That
Dude,
was
that's
so
a great
good.
answer.
It was so good that summer. Even the summer after, season 3 through 5 of Fortnite is like, I played in season 1 and 2 because the whole zombies community was getting into it, and like I was like, oh, this is awesome. But like most co-op games, it doesn't hit until you get the crew in, until you get your boys in and everything. But with that, I'm thinking about my memories of, I really did enjoy that. That was super awesome. Great, similar vibe of like, you're running home just to get Fortnite going. You're running home just to get on with the boys.
Dude, I was addicted.
I do think 2020 for me, with Fortnite and the people I was playing with, I started playing Fortnite because of the pandemic with people from my high school that I never talked to really, but like, it didn't matter. We were playing box wars. We were playing 2v2s. We were playing like and then obviously hot drop squads.
What is
nonstop?
box wars?
So you know how you make boxes in Fortnite and everything? It's a 2-layer like field of battle, so you can only build up 2 layers. You can only build out like
There's private matches?
7. Oh yeah,
or-
private. Creative just came out, so it's a bunch of private matches.
I
and
was
everything.
off of Fortnite once Creative was into it, so that's interesting.
But like that was like the fun way to switch it up. So you wouldn't always be hot dropping; you'd be taking each other out, snipers and everything. It was so much fun.
The hot drop just reminded me of that House of the Dragon.
Dude, I forgot about that too. Are you kidding me?
I'm so excited.
Are you kidding me? I totally forgot about
Another era of online gaming that's unconventional, because I think that Prime Fortnite was as close as we got to this as world peace. I'm talking Pokemon Go,
Oh,
2016, when everybody just was out and about. catching their mons, sharing secrets with each other, being like, "There's a Pokemon over there, go catch it." Like it was a ton of fun, battling
whipping
gyms.
around the Camry, dude. All I think about
Yeah.
is just like younger us, just in the middle of a fucking graveyard.
Yeah.
Because like
Cemetery.
it's or cemetery. Yeah, thank God they took that out. They realized like that's a bad idea.
Everyone's just
Dude.
running around and being like, "Team Valor for life!" And
Yeah.
boom.
Somebody's having a funeral like 2 lots over. It's like, oh my God, what are we doing?
It was so
Good
fun.
stuff.
Do you feel like some genres are getting oversaturated lately? JRPGs, roguelikes, Souls-likes, and that's from Dollhouse. Yes. It's Souls-likes. There's too many Souls-likes. We need to calm down a little bit. But this happens every
Yeah.
single time a genre gets big. It's Souls-likes,
Yeah.
and then it was roguelikes, and then it's battle royales. Like it just is what it is. It's the flavor of the month right now. So yeah, I think it's a little oversaturated.
Not even a little bit. I think that.
Give me more.
I
says
know.
Nick.
My whole thing is, at a certain point, the cream of the crop is going to go and rise above the rest.
But there isn't a cream of the crop. It's literally just Lies of P.
I understand, but it's been now that there's all these games that are giving it a real attempt. I feel like before it was always just games from the Dark Souls era up till 2022 with Elden Ring. It'll be like we're like a smaller studio going for it. Now that Elden Ring's on the scene and it blew up the way that it did, everyone's giving it a shot. Everyone's going after that prize, and because of that prize, I think that Black Myth is going to be awesome. I think that the Souls-like or like things like Stellar Blade that you think is a Souls-like.
Yeah. Oh, I
Like,
forgot Neo as well.
Neo, there are games that the best do rise up, and some of those best that have risen up are fucking awesome.
But it's like, how different and innovative can you be within this genre to like really set yourself apart?
It's
like,
difficult, but
even
you
Lies
can.
of P is Bloodborne and a little bit of Sekiro in there. Like,
I
how
know,
different can you
but
possibly be?
You can say a lot of games are a couple of games together,
Not in
and
the
they're
same way.
also awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm they're great, but you're still feel like you've played this before. You've been here, done that, and I just don't know
but
how many
like
areas of
many
innovation. And it's not like there isn't areas of innovation. I just don't think people are necessarily going after that innovation in a way that is very interesting, because you can just do the Dark Souls formula and get away with it right now.
I don't think you can. You have to do it to the highest degree to get away with it.
But it's still the same formula.
Yeah, but why
Just
wouldn't you
really-
want
if
more
you
of
wanna
that?
do
I'm
it of
talking
high
about
quality.
like there's games that are third-person action games that have guns. No one complains about the amount of those we get because a lot of them are awesome and they are just amalgamations. I think that people go after Souls-likes in particular nowadays because it's popular, it's fun, it's easy to go and talk negatively about something like this. When really,
I'm
we're
not
talking
really
about,
talking that negatively.
I know, but we're talking about 7 games in 14 years.
for
For Souls-likes. Like we're talking,
for FromSoft.
yeah, for From.
Okay, but
And
those are Souls games. But then you have your Souls likes like
I
the
understand.
Surge, Lords of the Fallen,
And no, but
Another Crab's Treasure.
But the best of the best go in. Those are the ones that are awesome. Another Crab's Treasure is a great example of like
That game,
hey,
I
it's
think that
super
game kind of
unique.
got
It's
buried
super-
or whatever, just
it's
because
su-
it's a Souls like.
But it is unique, and I don't think it got buried. I think
It
that a
had
lot
its
of people were
moment
talking
in the
about it. Had, which is great. Most games don't have their moment.
Yeah.
Like I think that we just want to go and be like another fucking Souls. Like it's like, well, if it comes out and it's unique, it's going to garner an audience, and if it doesn't, who fucking cares? That happens for a majority of games. Like for the ones that are great, we're like, like it's great, but it's just another one. And then the ones that are bad, we go and say, it's just another fucking bad Souls. Like, of course it is. When you talk about the industry across the board, you have games all the time that come out that are fucking bad, that are third-person action games or strategy games or whatever that it is. But you don't get to dunk on them in the way because
But we
it's
do
not enough
dunk.
Souls-like.
We do dunk on battle royales in that way, though. Why does that get a pass?
Once again, same deal of cream of the crop. The finals didn't cut it well enough.
That's not
Like
a battle
that,
royale.
I understand, but like that type of game comes out or a multiplayer shooter comes out, and you're immediately just like, it's gonna be more of this. It's like, well, if it's fucking good, you're gonna play it, and if it's not good, it won't.
Okay.
What
I
what battle royale recently that like?
I mean, we've stopped getting them because there were so many bad ones in a row that they were just like, we're not doing this anymore.
but if you want to go and make a name for yourself in this space, you have to be.
We'll see how Concord
fucking
turns out
huge.
when it comes to like the hero
Arena
shooter type
shooter,
deal.
yeah.
I think it's not going to be great, but we'll see.
I think that it is going to be very good.
Alright. Who did you pick it up on your fantasy team?
Yes, sir. For $1.
You are
$1.
insane.
I need 7
$1,
points.
and that's also the amount of points you're gonna get.
I think he's gonna lose points on it.
Yeah, that's
my guess.
I don't think it's gonna do
Would you
good.
want to bet a pizza on it?
Bet a
But
pizza?
below a 70? No.
If you
I
think
wouldn't.
it's
it's
gonna
getting
lose,
below a
what's the
70.
line? What's the line?
71. It's getting a 72 or 3. Or
Yeah,
like
something in there.
What's your line that you'd bet a pizza on? How many points you want?
75.
I'll bet on
below.
75.
75 and below.
A large pizza. Boom.
Wait, for like if it's
If it's
So,
75,
75
or
point-
below,
Connor gets
Connor
the
gets
pizza.
it.
76 and above, you get it.
Yep.
Okay.
I can live with that. You heard it here first. Pizza bet.
By the way, Ali asked this question earlier, but Stuntman G11 asked about the game you would like to experience for the first time as well. I have them both here. I just forgot to give him
Count
credit
out,
as
call
well.
out.
So shout out to Stuntman
Wow.
G as well. Chili Your Ponies asks, if you could have one ability or power from a video game, what would it be?
Portal gun.
Spider-Man. I want to be Spider-Man. Are you kidding me?
Portal gun's better than Spider-Man.
That's
It's
like
close.
this is almost like what
Well,
superpower do you want
yeah.
the most?
Yeah.
And mine's always going to be teleportation, but I can't really think of a game.
The portal gun.
Yeah,
Portal
the
gun is
portal.
You
literally
need a-
teleportation.
But
you need a
you
certain
need to be
surface.
able to see it. And you also have to see the other
Yes.
location. Like I want to be
Yeah.
like, boom, Thailand. But I'm sure there's a game.
Of
If
all
you-
the places.
I just thought
it's
it was
random,
like-
but awesome. Yeah.
I was thinking food, dude. Thai food sounds good.
We gonna order some Thai food after this? We gonna order some Chipotle, Brady? Come on.
Infamous.
Shut up! I'm not eating Chipotle.
Infamous would have been cool. The
Like-
powers from Cole McGrath.
I was thinking you only get
Infamous TV.
one of his powers though.
Yeah, I'll take the electric one.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know. There's a game with teleportation.
There's gotta be.
There's gotta be.
Yeah.
So, but if I had to think of
Or-
one,
Oh, I want Chai's robot magnet arm. I think that's badass as fuck.
I'll go with Jesse Faden's like her kind of like her ability to fly or whatever and push shit or whatever. I guess it's just
It's
telekinesis.
just, oh,
But,
okay. I thought
yeah.
you were doing like Iron Man, like.
That's kind of what she does.
Yeah.
She just kind of floats.
You could
But
take Iron Man
I guess
suits
that's
from
not
Iron
really a
Man
power.
VRs.
That might just necessarily be like the. I don't know that much about control, but
I would go Tom Brady for men, and I want to be a starting quarterback.
that's actually really
Rip
good.
it, dude.
Millions of dollars right there. What is your 3 favorite games made outside of America or Japan? And Japan, I guess. Just what is your favorite game? Just do one.
Outside of
America or
all my
Japan?
games are American and
Yeah,
Japanese. What?
Do you have any? I mean, like.
Oh,
Do you have
I'll say Alan Wake 2, right? Yeah, that's
Yep.
not. Yep, Alan
Alan
Wake
Wake 2
2.
is a good choice. Trying to think of a Far Cry 4 would count. I like Far Cry 4 quite a bit, or 3.
Where
from
was that made?
Ubisoft.
Oh, Canada. Yeah,
Canada. Yeah.
Ubisoft, Canadian.
Trying to think. Oh, you could go with Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown would be a
Yeah.
good choice as well. Another Canadian game. You go with The Witcher 3.
Where's EA? Are they
Where's
American?
EA? They're American.
Okay.
American.
You don't have to answer this. Do you know?
I'm thinking really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough
The
question.
gears are turning.
And that was from DJ, by the way.
That's the hard part. Was just like,
Yeah, you need to. I should have let you guys know about this question beforehand.
yeah, I need
Yeah.
to look up a list.
Yeah.
Like of where. So because I literally was like, all right, there goes Nintendo. Like just like,
You could go with Dishonored with Arcane Leon.
yep.
That's French
Anything from Crystal Dynamics, Tomb Raiders are also
Who are they?
Canadian.
or Canadian.
I think
Nice.
so. Yeah.
Live in Bloodborne universe or live in Dead Island universe?
Dead Island.
Dead
I'll,
Island.
I'll go out fast with some
At
zombies.
least you're on an island.
no, I mean
On the beach.
I'm living. You're saying you're gonna die immediately?
I'm straight. Both scenarios, if you are living in Dead Island universe or Bloodborne universe, you are fucking dying
No.
pretty fast.
No, the Dead Island zombies are not that like crazy. They're not like sprinting.
I understand,
hide.
but dude, zombies and like if you're just kicking it by yourself, you're fucking dying soon.
okay,
It's
I'm finding some people to hang out with.
on the island.
Yeah, in Bloodborne, everybody's fucking crazy, and then there's like big monsters that are gonna come fuck you up. Like
Yeah,
you're
that's easy.
fucked. Whereas zombies are manageable. I feel like.
I can't believe that we only have 2 questions left.
There's only 2. Are you keeping
No.
count?
No, I'm just like we're an hour in.
Connor, name 3 retro games you would love to own but do not, and that is from Drifter. I'm going to go. I thought about this before coming.
I'm counting you off.
I'm gonna go with Conker's Bad Fur Day. I mentioned that in the last one. I'm gonna go with
Do you not
Silent.
own Conkers?
Nope.
I thought we've had it back there. I could have sworn.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's like $100. Silent Hill 2 and Tales of Destiny are gonna be my 3. There's so many fucking games though,
Yeah.
dude. Like that I I want. So
You ever seen those videos? Sorry, you go to the next question.
Yeah.
This is before you do that. You ever seen those videos where people are at like shoe cons and they like buy the entire table?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do that at Tori? Just buy
it's
an
gonna be
entire
bad.
table?
I'm gonna like save money for that and like, spend like $500.
Connor's rolling in like he's going into the casino, being like, "We got the bankroll today.
Yeah.
we pulled out a second mortgage.
Buy the
gonna
entire
be fun.
table.
I can't wait.
sold my car.
I've never been to like one of these events like that, and they like usually have everything that you're looking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Looking for Jam or Lammy, I'm sure. I want that one on the PS2.
That's just fun to say.
yeah.
You just want to, are you
like-
thinking of it because of Astro?
Yeah. I mean, I've wanted that for forever too, but I've never seen it in the store. I also want like Parappa the Rapper 2 on PS2.
Astro.
Who's a protagonist you hate in a game you love? I have an answer for this. You guys don't need to answer this if you can't come up with something. For me, it's Van from Final Fantasy 12, or even Titus kind of sucks in Final Fantasy 10. So, or Titus, depending on who you ask.
I don't hate him, but he's by far the worst character in this game. Is Cloud?
Does Atreus count?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trace.
Fucking hate
Trace
Atreus.
does.
Atreus is the
Trace fucking
worst,
counts.
dude.
Yeah, I hate like they're fucking annoying.
Who else can we? Are you a fan of the Life is Strange protagonist and everything?
She's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really hate the characters in that game. I just don't like the writing. Like, the plot is good too. I don't want to talk about Life is Strange.
Dude.
It makes people so upset.
Dude, I am
Yeah.
straight up 100% beefing with the Tetris line piece. Guy's a jerk.
Lee Jitsu, and that was from Denny. He got 2 questions.
Damn it.
Lee Jitsu wants to know, it's Denny.
Oh, I thought it was a demigod,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Do you fold or crumple?
Wait, what?
From Lee Jitsu.
Do you fold or crumble?
Yeah.
Oh, toilet
fold.
paper.
Yeah, fold
I
all
fold.
day.
I fold.
Neatly. If you crumble, that's
I used to
insane,
crumple.
dude.
I used to crumple when I was growing up, and I've matured
Yeah.
as an adult.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good question.
Hey,
Brews or cocktails from Shoe Grant?
what is it?
Brews
Brews
or
or cocktails?
cocktails?
Brews all day, baby.
Bruce.
I think if it's beer or cocktails, I would go cocktails. If it's like a seltzer,
Yeah.
I would go brews, if that makes sense.
Nah, I'm drinking a beer all day.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, that was the
That's
last
it?
one?
Yep. And then I have 2 final finales. How long have we gone for?
It's an hour. We're at an hour 7.
Right on.
Right on.
2 final bits here. Hey boys, me again. Glad to see your journey is blossoming beautifully. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you all that you guys are an amazing blessing in this world and community. I am grateful to have come across your content and get to know you guys. Don't forget to take care of yourselves and drink lots of water. Keep on doing ya dang, and plenty of more blessings will present themselves to you. Best wishes, Lei Long Dong.
Shut up and kiss me.
Alec McLongdong.
Thank
I
you,
love you,
buddy.
Alec. You're day
Thanks for the
one.
kind words, buddy.
Not a question, but I just wanted to say thanks for the awesome content. Love watching everything you guys do at CoOp 64. It certainly has helped me get through some tough days and nights. Keep up the work from Ninjash. Ninjashi? Ninjashi. Alrighty. Well,
Thank
that
you.
was appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for the kind words. We love doing this. This was a fun little Q&A. Just a quick, brisk little hour.
We'll be back next quarter.
We'll be back next quarter. That was fun. Thank you guys so much,
Brisk.
and peace out.
Bye.